Okay, this is a bit of a rant, and I'm going to try not to swear, because if I swear in a video it never sees the light of day. Customer service nowadays has been ruined. It has been ruined. Companies are too big. It's that simple. This idea of globalism has to be completely destroyed. It has to. It's a disaster for the customer, because anytime a company gets too big, they won't listen to you. Because frankly, they can't listen to you. Because imagine 1 million customers, right? Even if 1/10 of them, even if 100th of them complained, it would be too much to handle. They wouldn't have the staff. So what they do is they try everything they can to shut you up. We'll direct you to the... No, all they want to do is direct you right out the door. That's what they want to do, because they can't handle you. And the answer simply must be smaller companies, different products. I'm tired of this nonsense. Something has to be changed. Something has to be done about this. It's garbage. The whole world has become a nightmare of companies who just do this. La 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 la. They just don't listen to you. They won't listen to you. They can't listen to you, they can't hear you, and they're like, oh, we'll solve the problem with an algorithm that makes it makes our product generically usable for most people. That's not how you run a business. That's how you run I don't know what you're doing. You can't do this. There is a threshold beyond which a company becomes unusable for the customer, and that's the truth. Someone needs to do a study on this. There is a numerical threshold beyond which a company cannot possibly serve the user anymore, and it becomes too big. And we have big companies worldwide that are this problem. And this is a good thing. It's a restrictive thing. You have to be able to restrict these businesses, because the amount of stress that they cause people by being too big, there must be an obligation put upon them to have complaints or customer service departments which can handle their business. And if they can't handle it, then I'm sorry, you can't have any more customers. That must be implemented and enforced, because the alternative is this disaster that we have, whereby you cannot get customer service out of these things. You're constantly made to feel just completely outside of the thing. And when I was younger, you contact a customer service company and you'd get someone to speak to on the phone. Now, if you get to speak to someone, it's through some. You have to type a message, a chat to them, right? Which is again a big wall between you and a person. And now they try and fob you off with automated replies. And you have to somehow get past this nonsense. Companies used to dive on the opportunity to listen to their customers, because they were like, wow, if we listen to our customers, that means that we've got the advantage over our competition who don't. Now they just don't care. And they're so big, they think, we don't need to listen to the customer. The customer can be damned. I'm sorry, that's not going to fly anymore. It can't continue. It has to be stopped, which means government, which is what these people are put in place to actually do, have to actually actively do their jobs, which is to get between the individual citizen and these companies who are completely crapping all over the citizen. You have to be able to talk to a human being. That's the bottom line. And that human being must be a person. I mean, for example, I am sick to death of speaking to people in India. No, I'm sorry. I'm sick to bloody death of it. I'm in England, and if I use an English company, I want to speak to an English person. In fact, it doesn't even matter. Even if that company's based in India, I want to speak to an English person about the problem. It's useless me speaking to someone from overseas. You have cultural problems, and you can lie all you like and pretend they don't exist, but there are big cultural differences. The person I speak to on the end of the phone, I have nothing in common with at all. Nothing. And I have to pussyfoot around, and in the past, you didn't have to pussyfoot around. You would speak to the person, the customer service rep, and you would lay it on a line for them. And if you were angry, you were angry. So be it. And they would say, I'm very sorry that you've experienced that problem, sir. How can I help you, sir? Yes, I'm very sorry, sir. They wouldn't have this nonsense where like, you can't talk to me like that. It's garbage. You can't run a business that way. Oh, well, our customer service people are not there to be insulted and abused. Raising your voice and being angry about a product has got nothing to do with the person on the end of the phone who's talking to you. It's the company they're angry with, you stupid fools. I'm tired of this nonsense. You can't get anything done nowadays. It's a joke, and people are hiding. These businesses are hiding behind this thing. Oh, you can't be mean to our customer service staff. Get out of here. You don't care about them. You're a business. And what you should be caring about is customer opinion. But because you're so big, you don't care. So you provide customer service access or customer complaint stuff as a kind of thing that you kind of feel you have to do. But you're not interested. And that's why this threshold has to be imposed. Because if the company cannot provide proper customer service and access to it, to their customers, they must be forbidden from taking on any more customers, or another subsidiary company of some kind or an equivalent company must be set up to take to take over the load. That's how this must be administered. Because this is garbage, the situation we have nowadays. Everyone knows it. Even the people who work in businesses who are in this situation, providing this poor service, they have their own problems when they deal with other companies. When they go home and they call their car insurance company, or they call some other company or business they have dealings with, they have the same rubbish problem. And this all started back in the 80s with automated phone systems. Oh, well, we'll put you on hold, or press X, or press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 3 for that. No one wants to go through that nonsense. They just want to speak to a person who says hello and then listens. That's all they want. That's all they've ever wanted. And they want resolution to problems. But all the companies now, because they're so enormous, all they do is they try and gather data. Oh, 100,000 people complained about this particular thing. Okay, we better change it. And they, if not, they don't do a thing. They are too big. This is the whole problem with this globalism. It's too big. It will always be too big, and the problem will only get bigger as the population of humanity increases. Which it will. And when we get beyond global, when we go to interstellar or whatever the hell else we end up doing, we have to stop this problem now, in its infancy, because frankly, it's one of these. It's a law of nature that animals cannot be sustained beyond their ability to feed. If the food isn't there, the animals can't continue to exist, because they'll starve. And there are natural thresholds which exist. In this instance, the natural threshold is the company's ability to deal with its customers. And I would suggest that if a company has more than, I'm going to be generous here, 1 million customers, they're too big. They simply will not be able to handle the volume of customer complaints. Or the obligation must be put upon companies to produce customer service departments which can handle this sort of stuff. Because farming it out to India all the time is nonsense. Trying to have people dealt with by automated bots is nonsense. We all know it. It puts people's blood pressure through the roof because they can't deal with a human being, and that's all they want to do. They want to deal with a human being. On the telephone is fine. The telephone is fine. It doesn't have to be there face to face. But what you don't want is an automated, recorded, nonsensical pile of rubbish that you can't use. And this is what has to happen. This threshold has to be imposed. Because I am sick and tired of trying my best to get resolution from these businesses, whoever they are, whatever they're producing and providing. You just can't get through to them. They're too big. This is the problem. When something gets too big, the one-size-fits-all approach completely falls away. People have to have choice. That size does not fit me. I'll have that, thank you very much. Burger King stumbled across this in the 80s or 90s with their "have it your way." Although that's the attitude of businesses towards the customer. All right, have it your way. It wasn't "have it your way." It was actually them trying to say to the customer, "We hate your guts, so we'll resentfully produce what it is that you want, the way you want it." That's what it was. But in a way, they found a bit of a niche in the market, whereby they were happy to produce what the customer wanted, and that's what you need. Nowadays, the whole business model nowadays is, we will do it our way, and the customer can be damned. They'll have it how we want to produce it, and they've stopped listening. This is evident to everyone who has any dealings with any company at all today and nowadays. So it has to be fixed. This is the thing, you've got to fix things. Now, in my videos, I always draw things back to feminism, and you know what? I'll do it again here. Because the masculine way, the man's way of doing things, is to fix and solve problems. The woman's way is, oh well, that's the way it is, and just suffer it. And if you don't like me saying things this way, I'm sorry, it's the truth. Yes, not all men and women are the same, but I'm speaking in very general terms here. Alright? And with this feminism nonsense, that's why people are tripping over themselves, not speaking their minds anymore. They're afraid of offending someone. And businesses are like, we can shut the customer up if we accuse them of trying to offend us. That's why in shops all over the place now, you have signs saying, "Don't abuse our staff." When they know that staff are going to be completely and utterly unable to solve the customer's problems, because the company doesn't care at all about the customer. Because some punk in some Harvard business school or something has decided, oh, look at this philosophy, we can teach big businesses that they don't have to care about the customer because statistically it doesn't matter. Because statistically, no, that's not how things work. You can't run the world by statistics, because the people in it are not going to behave like numerical statistics. They get annoyed. They get angry. Right? You can't go around treating people like robots or like they belong to you. It doesn't work. What you can do is to start to show them respect. And then people will be grateful instead of being annoyed. And every single business owner, bigger business owner or big CEO or whatever of any big company can see the problem, but they haven't got the guts to do anything about it. Someone has to do something about it. It has to be fixed. Like a hell of a lot of the other problems we deal with every single day in this ruined world that we have. They need to be fixed, which means someone has to have the balls to fix it. And that is usually a guy, a man, a fella, someone who has backbone to do this. I have to say, the broad truth is this: women are very good at survival. Yeah, they will tolerate stuff. They're very, very tolerant. They will adapt themselves to situations. Men are different. Men adapt the situation to suit themselves. That's how things get fixed. And that's what I want to do. And that's what I want other guys to do. Take charge now. Because this feminism garbage has resulted in this problem. Because people have not stood up. Because they're conditioned not to. They're conditioned to be weak. Weakness is strength. God, get out of here. Strength is strength. Strength of mind, strength of spirit, strength of body. Strength is strength. And it's good. That's how you stand up against problems. That's how you fix problems. Okay? You don't just sit down and do nothing. So these problems have to be fixed. I just want to get this message out to whoever I can get it out to. These things need to be listened to. This message needs to be heard. It's the truth. I'm sick and tired of this nonsense. I'm sure, and in fact I know everyone else is sick and tired of it too. Until the next video, enjoy.